When living away from home, students try to do everything possible to make their new current home similar to their old one. Whether it be decorating or choosing familiar faces to live with, there are many ways to adjust to a new environment. Senior year, students are allowed to select an off-campus house to share with several classmates or to continue to live on campus. This living situation seems very attractive to most PC students. The tall white houses, lined up perfectly on Eaton Street, displays flags showing American and PC pride. The seniors living off campus really seem to embody the college experience, something each prospective student is craving when looking at colleges. Whether students know this through social media or word of mouth, the college experience vibe is definitely felt here. However, students are required to make the decision to live off campus very early, specifically their sophomore year. This can be a very difficult decision to make considering all the social, economic, environmental, and academic factors that come into play.
Researcher Gary R. Pike examines how on- and off-campus living correlate with the students' openness to diversity. Pike's research seems to conclude that those living on campus were interacting with more of their peers and exposed to more multicultural opportunities and issues. However, it was concluded that different groups of students are differently affected by their environments. For example, a highly involved student is more likely to live on campus rather than off campus. The research also showed that those living on campus generally have a higher satisfaction rate with their college and tend to be more motivated to graduate. Some consequences of living off campus include being exposed to hazardous behavior such as excessive drinking or partying. At Providence College, the 02908 Club is the company responsible for all of the American flag line houses surrounding the campus.
By the first week of classes, touring season has begun. What does this exactly entail? Students during this time period fight to call and make appointments in order to get the first viewing of the houses available. Bob McCann, the main realtor, works to find the best fit for houses. He does this based on the locations desired by the housing group and the number of people in the house.
The method we chose to use to collect our data was through 2 online surveys on the data collection website Qualtrics.com. Since we were analyzing opinions from PC students and non-PC students, we conducted 2 surveys to compare the behavior. In the survey for PC students, we asked them questions such as their gender, their current housing situation, where they plan to live junior-senior year. If you're living off-campus senior year, have you already decided on a specific house? Based on their answers from the questions, the skip logic on the survey led the participants to determine which of the following factors affected their decision to live off or on campus: social factors, economic factors, house conditions, more freedom, distance, safety, and other. Survey for non-PC students. Students were asked simple multiple-choice questions regarding the location of their college, the housing trends that their school went by, and where they were currently living/planned on living in the future.
By conducting online research about the values and behaviors of students that choose to live off campus at both Providence College and other universities around the country, we were able to come to conclusions based on the values people have regarding the topic. As college students who recently went through the process ourselves, we were able to form a hypothesis based on our own experiences as students choosing to live off campus. We believe that students living off campus value social factors more than those who decide to live on campus. Continuing, we believe that people who live on campus value safety and security more than those who live off campus. While it is still an important factor for those who live off campus, there are more ways to be protected while living on campus rather than living off. Lastly, we believe that students at Providence College will have a lower percentage of people living off campus than those from other universities.
Our hypothesis regarding the question, how long does your college or university guarantee housing for, was that students from different universities throughout the United States were most likely guaranteed on-campus housing for all 4 years. We believe that this was true because of the way many schools are organized. With countless donors and a constant flow of income from different colleges around the United States, most schools are able to maintain upkeep within the residential system. It is very common for universities to build new dormitory buildings or apartments depending on the amount of students attending. Our hypothesis regarding this question was accurate. Out of 70 responses, 26 of them stated that housing was guaranteed for all years at their college. We found that this was the case with the 10 universities with the largest endowments, as all 10 of them were able to guarantee housing for all 4 years for its students. Our hypothesis regarding the question, how long does your college or university guarantee housing for, specifically examining campus settings, was that students who went to a university in a suburban or rural setting were more likely to be guaranteed housing for all 4 years compared to students who attended university in an urban setting. We believe that this is true because in many cases, schools in a city do not have as much land space in comparison to suburban or rural schools. To use real examples, we compared George Washington University to the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Both universities are very similar, with an enrollment ranging around 22,000 students. However, while UMass Amherst guarantees housing for all 4 years, George Washington University only guarantees housing for 2 years. In regards to social factors, we notice that students who choose to live off campus senior year value it more than those who live on campus. Generally, streets such as Eaton Street are known for the social scene on the weekends. We believe that social factors are important for people to continue to meet and gather with other students with similar interests and values. In regards to economic factors, students who choose to live on campus senior year said that they value economic factors highly. The 02908 Club charges a high amount of money each month per student, and there are also utilities and other expenses that students need to keep in mind when making this housing decision. In regards to house conditions, most students who choose to live on campus senior year value house conditions more. Many students are aware of the fact that on-campus apartments probably offer better amenities than off-campus houses, however, are willing to give up the amenities for the social and freedom aspect of living off-campus. In regards to freedom, we found that living off campus comes with more freedom. As Providence College students, we know that the school can be very strict in relation to underage drinking, as well as those of age drinking in dorms as well. While apartment options on campus like Cunningham or Davis do offer great amenities, living in an on-campus dorm senior year does not guarantee you as much freedom as living off campus, as residential assistants are still prominent and there are strict rules regarding on-campus drinking. In regards to distance, we found that students who choose to live on campus focus on distance. It is true that winters in Providence can be very cold, and a dreadful walk from Eaton Street to Upper Campus can be quite difficult. In many cases, students believe that the convenience of living closer to classes, the dining hall, Slavin Center, and others is more important than the experience of living off campus. Finally, in regards to safety, we found that this was a big factor for students who live on campus senior year. The location of the 02908 Club's homes are close to streets such as Chad Brown, which is notoriously known for high crime rates and poverty. This is a big factor that does impact students' decisions to live on or off campus as well. In many cases, students and even parents do not feel comfortable with living further away from the university, and therefore living further away from campus security. Similarly, students receive safety notifications fairly often in regards to crime near the neighboring streets, or in many cases in or around student housing. Because of this large crime rate by student housings, many do not feel comfortable and focus more on safety to make this housing decision.